County, is that right?
Yes,
And you've performed a thorough search, but you have not located a will, and you're unaware of the existence of a will for him, is that right?
that's correct.
And there's a need for administration of the estate, is that correct?
That's correct.
And Oscar Sanchez was single and had 3 children, is that right?
That is correct.
Have you ever been convicted of a felony?
No,
Have you ever filed for bankruptcy?
no,
Are you willing to faithfully serve as administrator of your father's estate and follow the orders of this court?
yes.
That's all I have for this witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Amanio, you have any questions of the applicant?
No questions for the applicant, Judge.
Go ahead and call Ms. May.
Judge, I'm sorry, were they sworn in?
Yes. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Well, just raise your right hands, please. You too, Ms. Romero. Do each of you he's connecting. Do each of you solemnly swear that the testimony about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and Ms. Amanio, call the first disinterested witness.
Okay, the attorney ad litem calls Guadalupe May.
Go ahead.
Ms. May, please state your full name for the record.
I'm Guadalupe May.
Okay. And are you related to the decedent, Oscar Sanchez, or the applicant by blood or adoption?
I'm his ex-wife.
Do you have any interest in his estate?
No, ma'am.
Did Oscar Sanchez have any children?
No, ma'am. Well, other than my 3.
Okay, and just for purposes of the question, I'm going to use decedent, and that being Oscar Sanchez, okay?
Okay.
How many children were born to decedent?
3.
And what are their names?
Oscar Sanchez Jr., Edna Ramirez, and Claudia Romero.
Are they all still alive?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you aware of any children that were adopted by the decedent?
No, ma'am. I believe he doesn't have any other children but my kids.
Are you aware of any children that might have passed away while the decedent was alive?
No, ma'am.
Are you aware of any claims of paternity or paternity actions brought against the decedent?
He did mention to me that he was going to do a post-hysterectomy, but because for respect of his children. So that's when we divorced, like I might say a few months later, he did a procedure, he told me.
Do you recall any conversations or discussions with anybody regarding the decedent being a father to anyone else other than Oscar Sanchez Jr., Edna Ramirez, and Claudia Romero?
There was a conversation with his brother, Oscar, the deceased, and I guess at that time he was dating a lady that wanted a kid from my ex, and the brother told my ex-husband right away that it was his decision, and I think that's why he called me, that he wanted to do that procedure, because the wife of his brother mentioned it to my son Oscar Sanchez, and Oscar Sanchez mentioned it to me. That's how I put the puzzle when he called me.
And Ms. May, but there are no other children, correct?
Correct.
And no one has ever told you, oh, he has other kids somewhere.
No, I would have known. He has a big family, and Facebook, they would put it.
And since the last time we spoke, is there anything that you recall regarding the decedent that you did not tell me about? So anything different that anything that came up or anything different that we discussed?
No, just, that's what I recall, just that.
Okay, no further questions, Judge.
Members, any question?
No questions for this witness, Your Honor.
I gather Ms. Sanchez is the other witness, Ms. Nemers?
I have two other witnesses, Ms. Sanchez and Mr. Ramirez.
Okay, so I'm seeing Ms. Sanchez. Ms. Sanchez, you want to unmute, please? Send her a message, Camila.
Ms. Hernandez, you're muted. She's trying to tell her in Spanish because she speaks Spanish.
Oh.
Señorita Sánchez, necesita prender su micrófono porque lo tiene apagado. ¿Ok?
There it is.
Sí me
Ra-
escucha, ¿verdad?
Sí, correcto.
Ok.
Raise your right hand, please.
Levante su mano derecha, por favor.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Jura usted afirma que el testimonio que va a dar en este caso será la verdad, solo la verdad y únicamente la verdad y que Dios la ampare.
Sí, así es.
Yes, that is correct. Puede bajar su mano.
Go ahead, Ms. Samaniego.
And Judge, just for the court's record, I actually did not get an opportunity to speak to Ms. Sanchez, but I can go ahead and ask her questions. if necessary.
Develop the
Okay,
questions. Go ahead.
I can do that. Ms. Sanchez, can you please state your full name for the record?
Señorita Sánchez, nos da su nombre completo, por favor, para el acta.
Sandra Cristina Sánchez Quintana.
Sandra Cristina Sánchez Quintana.
Correcto.
Correct.
And how did you know the decedent?
¿Cómo conocía al fallecido?
¿Perdón?
¿Cómo conocía al señor que falleció?
Era mi tío.
He was my uncle.
And do you have any interest in his estate?
¿Tiene usted algún interés en los bienes de él?
Definitivamente no.
Definitely not.
Did the decedent have any children?
El finado tenía hijos?
Sí,
Yes.
And how many children were born to the decedent?
¿Cuántos hijos tuvo el señor, el finado?
3.
3.
And what are their names?
¿Cómo se llaman?
Oscar, Edna y Claudia.
Oscar, Edna, and Claudia.
Are you aware of any children adopted by the decedent?
¿Sabe usted de algún hijo que haya adoptado el finado?
No,
No.
Are you aware of any children who were either born or adopted by the decedent who are not alive?
¿Sabe usted de algún hijo o hija que ya no viva, pero que haya sido adoptado o que haya tenido el señor que falleció?
no,
No.
Are you aware of any children that the decedent took into his home to raise as his own child?
¿Sabe usted de algún niño o niña que haya acogido en la casa del señor y que lo haya criado como propio?
no, ninguno.
No, none.
Do you recall any discussions with family members or friends regarding the deceased having any other children other than Oscar, Edna, and Claudia?
¿Recuerda usted alguna plática, algún comentario entre familiares, entre amistades, de que haya tenido él algún otro hijo o hija aparte de Oscar, Edna y Claudia?
No, definitivamente no.
No, definitely not.
Was the decedent married at the time of his death?
Cuando el señor falleció, ¿estaba casado?
No,
No.
And to the best of your knowledge, the decedent's only children are Oscar, Edna, and Claudia, correct?
A su mejor saber y entender, los únicos hijos que tuvo el señor fueron Oscar, Edna y Claudia.
correcto.
Correct.
No further questions.
Ya no tengo
Number-
preguntas.
Ms. Members.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right. Is Mr. Ramirez with us?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ramirez, you heard the testimony of Ms. Sanchez and also of Ms. Romero. And how are you related to the lady next to you?
My mother-in-law.
Okay. Do you agree with all their testimony?
Yes, sir.
How long did you know the deceased?
For a total of around 12 years.
12 years? Okay. Anything else, Ms. Nemers, Ms. Samaniego?
No, Your Honor.
How many hours, Ms. Samaniego?
2.5, Judge.
License fees are set at 625. The court, after hearing testimony, will finds that the heirs of Mr. Oscar Sanchez have been identified and that the letters of independent administration will be granted. Mrs. Romero, please keep in touch with Ms. Nemers. There's some documents that must be prepared and entered within 90 days from the time you file your oath, okay?
Okay, thank you.
And everybody, I'm sorry for your loss. Everybody, thank you. Ms. Sanchez, Ms. Hernandez, nice seeing you. Thank you.
Always, Judge. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.